So I am doing a $15 Dollar Tree Valentine's dinner, which is going to be so delicious you won't even miss going out to a restaurant. Well, maybe a little, but I think you'll be very impressed, and I think it's going to be very delicious. So what did I buy? Guess what? They have bacon now. Look at that. Farmer John has delivered bacon to the Dollar Tree. So I got 1 bacon. I got 2 frozen asparagus spears. I got 1 can of diced tomatoes. A box of penne pasta. My favorite pepper stir fry. 1 dozen eggs. A can of coconut milk. 5 2-ounce pack of cooked shrimp, the shelf-stable milk, the 2% because it's creamier, and 1 graham cracker pie crust. That is my $15 Dollar Tree haul that I got to make a really yummy, delicious Valentine's Day dinner for my family. So I chopped the bacon into little pieces, and I'm going to fry it. And I have my asparagus ready to go. And once this gets about halfway fried, I'm going to put the asparagus in there and try and crisp it up and give it the flavor of the bacon. And that will be delicious. So I stole some of the onions from the pepper mixture and added it to my bacon asparagus mix, and I'm going to put some salt and pepper on that and let it get crispy and yummy. Okay, I think that looks good. I'm going to put a lid on top of that to keep it warm while I finish the curry shrimp. I'm adding the bag of peppers to my pan. These are nicer than the other brand that they sell at the Dollar Tree. Look at that. I'm very impressed. So I'm going to brown these up a little. I might add some of my garlic I have in the fridge to give it a little flavor. Because, I mean, it's garlic. That's always good. So I think my peppers are good. I'm going to add this 1 can of diced tomatoes. It's pretty much all veggies. Looks good. Looks healthy. And I think it fools your family too, because they're not going to realize, they won't realize how many healthy foods are in this. They're just going to see shrimp and a yummy spicy sauce. Okay, I'm also going to add this coconut milk. That essentially, you're just adding that for creaminess, and it gives it kind of a good flavor, a sweet flavor. My son asked, is it going to taste like coconut? No, it's not going to taste like coconut. It's just going to have kind of a sweet flavor. The spices I add to it will completely overpower the sweetness of the coconut actual flavor. So, oh, it's looking good. Look at that. Yum! I'm going to throw this box of penne pasta in. Boil it up. I'm sure we'll have leftovers, and that's fine. We can have some for lunch tomorrow as a side with maybe some chicken nuggets or something. Anyway, here is the curry powder I'm going to use. You can use any type of curry powder, and you could even mix and make your own. But this is what I'm gonna add. And I'm gonna add it probably about a teaspoon at a time, and then taste it, and then add another teaspoon, taste it, until it's kind of how I want it. And it's all kind of individual choice, how you like to make your spices and your flavorings. So I decided to use my zhuzher because my family is happier if they don't have huge hunks of vegetables sometimes. In this instance, I thought they'd eat it better if it was pureed a little more. So I'm going to add my shrimp to that and cook it. The shrimp should go in last because the shrimp does not take very long at all to cook. So the shrimp that I put in there from the Dollar Tree were actually already cooked. So it did not take long. And I'm going to serve this over the pasta with the bacon asparagus. It's going to be so good. And we even get dessert. Even better. So, because my husband's gluten-free, I made him rice. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? I'm going to go give this to him for a happy Valentine's Day dinner. Since I'm doing this early, we're not going to eat romantically, candlelight, and gaze into each other's eyes. But maybe on actual Valentine's Day. We'll see. So I am going to make my grandma's famous caramel pie. It is such a simple recipe. When you don't have ingredients to make anything, you will have the ingredients to make this pie. Now, it calls for milk. I'm going to use a graham cracker crust. Usually I use a regular pie crust, but they don't have those at my Dollar Tree. They only have the graham cracker, and I think the graham cracker will be good. Calls for 3 tablespoons of flour. I have that in my cupboard. It calls for 3 eggs separated. There are the yolks, and there's the egg whites. I'm going to use this sugar because then I can eat it. Calls for a cup of brown sugar, but you could easily use just regular sugar. And that is it. That's all this calls for. So easy. So I'm starting by heating up that milk. So except for the egg whites, I mix the rest of those ingredients with 1/4 cup of milk. And I'm gradually going to add that to my warmed milk. So I added that in and I've been whisking it. And I'm just going to wait till it gets thick. And once it gets thick, I'm going to add that to my pie crust. It's really that easy. And then I'm going to top it with the meringue. But you wouldn't have to. You could just make caramel pie without the meringue, and it'd be delicious. So I made my meringue, and all that is I took those 3 egg whites, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and I whipped it until it had like soft peaks is what they call it. And then I added 3 tablespoons of sugar. And now I'm going to put that on top of my pie and bake it in a 300 oven for 30 minutes. Okay, that's what it looks like. It's really that easy. I think I've been cooking for about 15 minutes. I'm going to put this in the oven. And one thing I really love about this recipe is you don't waste any of your eggs. So it's 3 eggs. And the yolks go in the pie, and then you use the egg whites for the meringue on top. It's not wasteful. Another thing I like is I think even though the pie is really easy to make, whenever you put a meringue on top of a pie, it looks kind of fancy and looks like it was hard and a lot of work, when really it's not very hard. Anyway, I'm going to pop this in the oven, and then I'll show you our finished dessert for our Dollar Tree Valentine's meal. Look at that beautiful pie. It's out of the oven. It's got to cool. But that is our dessert for Valentine's Day Dollar Tree meal. I'll show you when I cut a slice of it. I'm going to let it cool. It's better if it's kind of cold. Here is that pie. Doesn't it look delicious? It actually tastes delicious too. It's not just looks. It kind of tastes like a butterscotch caramel flavoring. It's really good. Anyway, I am going to go eat my dessert, and I want to thank everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my Valentine's Dollar Tree challenge, which was delicious. And if you like this kind of stuff and you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and comment down below what's your favorite pie. If you could order any pie, what would be your favorite pie? Thanks for watching.